What's happening, everybody? Welcome back to Rugal. And finally, we can talk about the free version of Rugal that everybody would have been able to get as long as they could finish Boss Showdown up to level 10, because that's where you actually get this character. And if you were able to go all the way to level 39, then you would be able to get his 3PG, which I'm going to be using in today's video. And you would have gotten all these shards, which would allow you to also get one of the stones that I do have equipped to this free Rugal. This is my free-to-play account, so I thought it was only fitting to do this run with Rugal on my free-to-play account, since he is a free-to-play character. Everything that I've gotten on this character is free-to-play, and yes, I did use the bug, but I did show you guys a video where I did use my A5 gen, where I was easily able to do level 46, so I would have gotten all these rewards, whether I would have used the bug or not, right? And Rugal is a pretty awesome character, guys. Like, he's solid. This guy's pretty sick because, one, a little spoiler there, his leadership is just nuts for defensive fighters. Increased defense TIE fighter attack by 85% of defense is insane. Best defense fighter attack leadership in the game, and this is a character that most players would have been able to get. Well, every player can get for free as long as they could clear level 10 in the Boss Showdown. And as far as the score effects, I mean, the 30% PG rate, which is awesome, guys. He's got all the buffs here. He's got the increased defense by 150% when HP is 50% or more. That is nuts. Decreased damage received by 70% when HP is 50% or less. Again, more survivability. And recovers 5% when attacked by enemies with 7% or more HP. This is on a 1-second cooldown. This is really great, especially considering what he can do in auto mode. You know, he is immune to chill, bleed, shock, stun, and fear, right? He has a 40% chance to reset all of his skills upon landing Desperate Ray. And when in auto mode, decreases active skill cooldowns by 100%. So he can use his active skills all the time while he's in auto mode is what that means. There's no cooldown on them. And then he can't use his he can't use his skills or control movement, and he renders ultimate moves unusable. So he can't use his 3PGs or his defaults whenever he's in auto. And what that does is it actually saves time. He's actually a pretty insane farm character because of this passive. It's really, really wild. And then when you get into his skills, right, his first skill, decreases Kaiser Wave cooldown by 3 seconds when used. This is really, really valuable, especially when you look at the rest of his kit. And increased attack by 50% of defenses for 5 seconds when used. And this stacks up to 3. So he gains another 150% attack of defense. That is just nuts, guys. He gets huge buffs for a defense fighter. And then he does physical damage equals 450% of attack, right? And then we get into the second skill, right? Where he increased critical rate by 30%. That's nuts. Increased target damage received by 30%. Applies fear to all enemies on the screen, which is really great for PvP. And then he has hyper armor for 4 seconds, and it's an interrupt skill. And then his third skill decreases Desperate Ray cooldown by 3 seconds when used. So the first and third skill are both decreasing each other's skills by 3 seconds. And whenever you use your Awaken skill, you'll find that you can spam them things pretty damn quick. And it really adds to his damage and really just makes him super fun to play. It's really cool. And then he has a critical damage buff by 40% on top of the 30% increase to critical rate from his other skill. Really insane, guys. And then his default does give him an increased attack by 15% for 10 seconds. That is pretty sweet. And as far as the imprint stones that I have on this character, I'm just using the regular 3 stones that we get for these characters. And then I have this one here, which, like I said, if you could go to, level 39 in the Boss Showdown, you were able to get enough shards to be able to get this baby. And this is really nice because it increases blast skills or strike and blast by 12% on top of the extra 20% here. And then I just have an increased attack by here. If this was double attack, we would do even more damage. Now, I am using the Rugal set here. This is a free-to-play account. I did get this set free-to-play, obviously. And just like I got this option card that increases physical damage, it is definitely going to be the optimal set for him, guys. I tested him with Shazura set and Kaya set, and yeah, he's still strong. But with this set, I can do easily over 1 billion more damage. Easily over 1 billion, maybe 1.5 billion. I mean, it's pretty nutty on the character. And then you have his 3PG that we got for free. I opted to choose attack. You could choose active skill damage. Actually, active skill damage would do more damage than what I'm actually going to show you in today's run. But I just went ahead and went with attack because it's a nice little combination of CP gain as well as increase to your power. And he does have a heal when he does this. So this just adds to his survivability. This is another thing that's really nice. It kind of sucks though that whenever you're in auto mode, he doesn't use his 3PG, because if he did, he would actually get this. But I mean, having the heal from his core and then having this really, really aids in his survivability. It really makes him an insane character. Now I'm gonna show you guys a guild raid run, but before I show you that, I want to show you something else. So in demo space, let me show you like what he's like in auto mode, okay? And I'm gonna go ahead and put him in the leadership here, right? Right. By the way, I did use him to clear all of this, okay? And you can actually use a certain striker in here that is actually really, really good if I can find him. Oh, never mind. You can't use him, right? We can't use him here. So really, you just want a nice little healing striker here. So we just put Cosme in here, right? We'll just use her, right? But BS Rugal is actually an insane leadership because he actually gets heals whenever he kills enemies, which is actually really, really good. So what we're going to do, guys, we're going to go up to stage 40 because Ignis, man, he does that petrify. And honestly, it doesn't matter. I mean, he'll just die against that boss. But here against Chrysalid, we got a prayer, right? I mean, I've actually tried this a few times, and he has been able to auto this boss, which is pretty wild. I mean, stage 40 on auto at A3 is pretty insane. That's pretty crazy. But you'll notice, guys, that his skills will never, ever disappear. And that's because they're always available. He can use them at any time, which is pretty cool. So he can do the beam as much as he wants. He can do Genocide Cutter as much as he wants. And really, depending on what he prioritizes, depends on how well his survivability is going to be. It looks like he's probably going to die, actually, against Chrysalid here. Now, he can't use his 3PGs in auto mode, which is kind of a bummer. But look at this. He's almost going to beat Chrysalid with... Well, he did. He autoed Chrysalid at stage 40. And that's kind of a thing about this character is like, you know, everybody's getting a free character that is really, really great at auto farming. And that could be a really valuable thing for a lot of players out there. That's actually pretty damn sick that he can do that. Now, in Guild Raid, you might be surprised by how much damage this free character can actually do. He's actually really good. Now, I'm not going to be doing a solo with him. Maybe if you guys want, I can try to do a solo in another video, but we're going to be using this team composition, right? We got my 2 shock strikers right here. Leona for a little extra increased target damage received. She's just, you know, level 20 guys. Then we're using Chun-Li for our meter breaker. I don't have Mary's 3PG, otherwise I would use her for the meter breaker because it actually would work out better. And if I was using Rugal's 3PG as other 3PG, it would actually be better because it's a longer animation. You'll notice that there's going to be like little times where I'm actually kind of waiting a little bit before I switch to another character. And that's because his 3PG is a little short. It kind of throws things off a little bit. And on this account, guys, you know, when I remove my ugly mug here, you can see that my CP on my dual lawn is only at 2,200, which does make a big difference in your damage. The more CP your striker has, the more damage you're going to be able to do. So I'll bring up the run for you guys, and you can check this out, man. Like, he's pretty awesome. And he's really, really fun to play because you can literally spam the hell out of that third and first skill because of the decreased skill cooldown on the first and third skill by 3 seconds. It's just nuts. Like, they made him in a way to where he's just super fun to play. Now, I won't get to play him fully optimally here because sometimes Geese will have the darkness on the ground. And what you really want whenever you're spamming Rugal through his awakened rotation is you want to be able to spam his first and third skill back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, because they decrease the skill cooldown of each other. But when the darkness is on the ground, you really need to have your hyper armor up so that way you don't take too much damage and die, right? So like right here, this is the way you want to be doing it. And look at the damage, guys. Right? Like A3, free to play. I mean, my free-to-play account is not as developed as my main account. My codex doesn't give me near as much CP as my main account. And yet, oh boy, can do some pretty respectful damage. There's going to be plenty of players out there that, you know, didn't pull in this banner. And all they're really getting is this character. I mean, I didn't pull in this banner, right? On my free-to-play account. And this is what I got. I still got this free character, which is awesome, guys. I mean, it's sick, you know, and for me, it's a big bonus because Rugal is my favorite character, right? And he's awesome. Like, he's sick. And I actually did get his other 3PG for God Rugal whenever I was pulling for the cards, getting this set, right? And I'm glad I got this set because it actually will work on any EX character in the game. That is huge, guys. And I put that set on Ryu, by the way, and I was able to get over 215,000 CP, which is exactly what I was hoping for. Oh, yeah, there we go, there we go. Yeah, I mean, I had to throw in a Shock Striker for Leona because I noticed I wasn't breaking the meter quite fast enough because the timing was getting off on my tag-ins. That way, there wouldn't be no darkness, and I could spam my first and third skill back and forth like that to really help my damage. And by the way, guys, this 3PG is sick. Like, it is vicious. You know, he's got the freaking the laugh. It's just, oh, I love it so much. And, you know, and a lot of people really do gravitate towards the classical version of Omega, right? I mean, this is the OG version, right, as far as aesthetics. Yeah, so we got the darkness on the ground, which is kind of annoying. I'm guarding right there so I don't take too much damage, right? He does have heals, guys. As long as, you know, Geese is above that 70% HP threshold, he will get heals. But I just try to play it safe, man. Just try to play it a little bit safe, right? And just like right there, guys, you notice with Chun-Li, I do wait about a second before I go into a 3PG. And I am losing a little bit of damage because of that. If I was using Rugal's other 3PG, because it has that longer animation, I could actually stick with a solid rotation where I'd just be flying through all these characters, do the 3PG, switch to the next character, do the 3PG, switch to the next character, spam with Rugal, do my 3PGs, go to the next character, and so on and so on and so on. I wouldn't have these little moments where I'd be waiting a second or so with Chun-Li, and that would make a difference, guys. I probably would have been able to get a higher amount of damage, but I wanted to run with his 3PG that we all get for free from the showdown. Again, if you were able to go get 39 points from the boss showdown. Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. Get him, girl, get him, get him. See, like right there, that's why I had to use 2 Shock Strikers to make sure, or not make sure, but try to help alleviate the pain of the darkness showing up from Geese's Raging Storm. I mean, he's just like, ah. I mean, it's just awesome. He just jumps. That's so sick, man. Yeah. You know, I got a comment about someone said I'm getting a little too excited, you know, like a little girl when it comes to Rugal. Yeah, of course I'm going to get excited. He's my favorite character, you know, and I like what I like, and I'm not going to hide the fact that I like it. And if it makes me look like a little girl, so be it. I'm not one, don't care. So it's all good, man. I enjoy playing with these characters, and especially when it's my favorite character and I can do things like this. Yeah, I get excited. I get super excited, right? I get excited about any of my favorite characters that I play, right? I'm passionate about this stuff, right? That's why I'm a YouTuber. That's why I cover these games, because I'm passionate about these characters, right? There's a lot of nostalgia for me with them and just joy. Look at that, guys. 4 billion, right? 4 billion from a free character. That is amazing, man. That is amazing. 4 billion, almost 4.1 billion. So, I mean, Rugal gets it done, man. That is some pretty insane scores on my free to play account. That is nutty. Again, and guys, if you were using Mary as the meter breaker, you would do even more damage. And if you were using Kusanagi instead of Leona, you would do even more damage, right? If your Codex was leveled up as mine and your Fame system was at the same level as mine. For my blue, my Fame's only a level 10. I don't have any penetration. I don't have any defense, nothing. It's just at level 10. So my damage would be way higher, like say on my main account with this guy. I mean, that's a pretty nutty score, honestly, to get 4 billion. I know it doesn't seem like much compared to 76 billion that we did with A5 God Rugal. But for a free-to-play character, I don't think anybody can complain, man. Cool aesthetics, badass animation, super fun to play, and just fun. So guys, let me know what you think about the free version of Rugal. And I do stream on Twitch at 9 p.m. J2+7 time. The link is in the description below. And I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you for watching. Y'all take care and have a good one. See you, everybody.